Yes, and I'm telling you, sometimes when I see dancers, doing their thing, I always feel that I can also be a very good dancer as well. But I don't think I have done enough practice in that regard. But we have someone who just joined us in the studio, Jemima Angulu. She is a dance instructor, choreographer, and she also owns her own dance company to talk to us about the prospect and challenges of a professional dancer in Nigeria. You're welcome to our studios, Jemima.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be here.
Okay, how far has it been so far, talking about dance development in Nigeria?
Dance development. I think dance is growing quite rapidly here in Nigeria, especially this time where the media is the main tool. People can sit in their homes and project dance in a whole new way. Just like the future showed that a lot of dancers, though, are still struggling with, making it. Personally, I think it has gone to the extent in which dance is seen and can be heard. Now, for it to be effective, though, I don't think it's just the skill that matters. I think it's a combination of management and skill. I mean, dance is a tool, just like any sport. They are talent managers, and so we need partners in the industry that will come and join the industry. Dance on its own, technically, Nigerian dancers are respected around the world. I mean, if from the regular contemporary Nigerian dances like shaku shaku that is everywhere now, to prominent dancers that are being known and doing things that matter. So I don't think the challenge now is just the art. The art is growing. We will keep having people develop. However, we now need partners in the industry that are not dancers to make sure the industry is fully formed.
Okay, now you are a dance coach,
Yeah.
a trainer. I've actually, Suleiman, I never told you this. She has actually tried to train me.
Yeah, I remember.
I went to her studio. That's to tell you how much I love to be a dancer. But unfortunately, I couldn't cope up, but anyway.
I'm still working on you, don't worry. I have hope. I have hope.
All right. So basically, a lot of people say, I can't dance. I am not a dancer.
Yeah.
But I hear people like you say, everybody can dance.
Everybody
What are
can.
the skills, one need to have? What are the technicalities one need to have to be able to dance, at least professionally?
Okay, well, it really depends. People see dancers, but they don't know that dance is very deep. So when I see dance, I'm seeing probably like 100 kinds of dances, and each of them have their principles. So if you want to be a professional dancer, you have to get into the realm where you not only know how to dance casually, but you take classes for techniques in a specific area of dance. And so when it comes to hip hop, it has its own technique. When it comes to Latin, it has its own technique. So each of them are different. The first thing to do is to go into class, because you might be able to move, but you might not be able to get the technique outside class. And so that is the first thing. And like I said, everyone can dance, like I always say. But the key thing is that you have to know that dance is acquired. That's how I call it. Just like taste is acquired. When you're a baby, it's what they begin to give you, begin to understand. And that's the same thing with dance. So the more you do it, the more you can do it. So just start and attend the class.
Okay.
It's
So
good that,
I'm promising you I'm going to come back.
Yes. So maybe you bring him along when he's done.
He's going to spoil my groove.
Oh, come on, Elizabeth. We should be teaching you how to dance together with your member, But interesting, it's good, how you said dance has developed over time. But sometimes when a child now is growing up and then he or she walks up to his or her parents that, I want to be a dancer, I want to take dance as a profession, they always look askance. How can we change that narrative? Or is it changing?
I think it's changing. It's changing slower than the general industry, I must say. But I think factors that affect that is they need role models, more role models. People are scared that dance means that you have to have a certain persona. I think personally, I don't come across like the average dancer naturally, because I don't think it's just about the persona. It's actually what you do. And so people need more dance mentors. So, I mean, I think hopefully soon there will be more mentors in dance, not just people that can dance, but people that have set a path that people can follow and is respectable and they are reputable. I've had a lot of parents come to me saying that I want you to mentor my child, or some of them come to me and say, okay, if you are the person they are working with, then I know. And so it's a matter of trust, and I think it's something that we as dancers should also take it as a responsibility, that we don't just that we are responsible for the next generation. So once there are more mentors that can inspire the next generation, not just in the skill, but in career paths and that are reputable and respectable, the idea of that will change.
You know, yesterday we were talking music, and we did promise our viewers that when you come in today, we're going to clear up some issues. They say sex sells.
Yeah.
But I know in Crop Studio, I've watched you, I've actually been there, I follow you on Instagram, and I haven't seen much of those sex sells, so to speak.
Yeah.
And you're making your waves. What's your take on that?
Of course, I think there's truth in sex sells. However, the sex is not the only thing that sells. That is one. We actually have part of the things that we believe in is establishing dance virtuously, you know. And so I think that there should always be a balance. And that's why everything I do does not sell sex outwardly. It may describe something to the society. For instance, we could talk about sex, that this is what is happening, but we wouldn't sell sex. I think that the truth is what sells the most, even above sex, is confidence. And that is what people try and sell when they sell sex, that, oh, I can do this. That is actually why sex sells. It's not sex that actually sells.
It's a confidence.
It's a confidence. So once you're able to sell something confidently, I mean, you sell your confidence. I can do this. That is why you inspire others to want it. And I think that's what matters. So that's my philosophy, you know. I wouldn't sell sex. And that has always been my philosophy. I could talk about it because it's important in the society. I could describe it, but that's not my package. And so it depends on what you are selling and what you decide to sell. And the fact that I think in the same idea of mentorship, when people come out that are bold about it and say, I can do this and I do not have to sell sex, I can sell confidence. And then more people will see, oh, there's another version, I can do this. And so really.
But you have Kathy, of course. She is a role model to a lot of young,
Yeah.
up and coming dancers in Nigeria and the world over. She is holding the longest Guinness Book of Record of longest dancing.
Yes, marathon.
Marathon.
I think that has been broken. There are a couple of people that have come in the past now, but it was very effective.
I need to update myself on that. But we're still talking about that. You have a cafe there, and then you have individuals who want to be like her. But what really do you need to know as you go into a dancing profession?
I would say honestly, you need to be strong mentally. Dance has a message. It always has a message. It's not just, most dancers want to express, but you can't get anywhere if you don't have what to express. And for you to have what to express that will affect the next person, you have to know it very well. And so knowing yourself is important. And being in, just like every artist, you have to observe your environment and see what they need, not what they want. And once you are able to see what they need, you will begin to design yourself in a way that no one else can become like you. And it is very important that you are unique, so you will need to design yourself. It's an art as well, and so you have to think about it in that line. Now, on the road to self-discovery, it's important that you train. Training is not just technical, training is experience. So it gets you to say, oh, I know that, but I don't like that. I know that I don't like this. Oh, I can use this. I can add this. I can create this and form this. And then it gives you the ability to also improve your creativity in the way you express yourself. So training is knowing yourself, one, And so just like every artist, you need to study. Then training technically is very important, and experience as much of your society as you can, because to be effective to the society you have to understand it, and that's how you can, that's
No,
what
do
I
you
would say.
remember last night when I learned you were coming today, I say you might just put me on the spot, so let me try to rehearse a little bit.
Ah,
I tried to do a bit of dance, but I was really tired. I couldn't, cope up with it.
yeah,
10 minutes, I was down. And one of my kids said, it's because you just ate and you ate heavy.
yeah.
And it brings me to a question. Are there dietary, restrictions if you must be a good dancer? What are they?
The truth is, each body is unique. Just the same thing as the general health habits, eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, and then of course don't eat too much, before you go to bed. They apply to dance. As a dancer, you have knowing your body is key. It's like knowing your equipment. So first of all, understanding your body. For instance, I have a very slow metabolism. So if I'm going to do a class or do a workout session, I am not going to eat probably 3 hours or 2 hours before.
Wow.
And sometimes I still would not enjoy it. It just means that my body breaks down food really slow. And so some people 30 minutes,
It's
those,
gone.
they're gone. So you need to understand that. And then there's some things that make you lazy. You will need to try and study yourself. And the truth is, because the body system is very complex, even if there are general stereotypes, there are also unique stereotypes. Even your particular body frame can affect how you eat. So molecular levels also matter. So just study your body by understanding it, and then see what works for you, and then stick to it.
Okay,
We
that's
know
really
that
good.
there are, health benefits of dance as well
Yes, yes.
for the individual. I
Yes.
remember back in school, Elizabeth, I danced too well that my lecturers had to tell me to sit down so that other people can shine.
Ah,
Okay.
You need to find some lies out.
But what about the health benefits of the dance to
okay.
the individual?
I know people automatically go to weight loss, but I'm going to put that as my last. First of all, there's the confidence that you get. There's also the mental alertness, it builds your cognitive abilities. It makes you, it releases stress, and that is very important, especially depending on the society or what you're going through. And so that alone improves your immune system, and then it means that you probably will not be prone to falling sick. Even things like cancer, are preventive, through exercise. There are a lot of benefits when it comes to health. Then of course, the looking good. Let's also start with the looking good, and then the weight loss. Those are little things, and even for kids, it makes them smarter. When you are exercising or when you are dancing, you're not just working your outsides, you're working your insides, and so that way you are smarter. That's why dancers are sharp, are smart, and they're quick to do things because their minds are moving very fast. It makes students smarter in class. And so even the children that come to learn dance, you find that even if they were slow before, they begin to pick up because they are creatively being challenged. Also, special needs children, they're able to connect more. Dance also helps you in your social skills, because it brings down your guard down, and to be able to connect with the next person on a different level. There is kinetic energy that is dissipated when you dance, and that kinetic energy is something that can be felt sometimes, and so it brings down those barriers that make you shy, timid, or hinder you from communicating to somebody. And so you find autistic children being able to connect better with people, and it's just beautiful to watch that dance can do that to people.
It's actually beautiful because I recall those days when I used to go to graduation, valedictory, stuff like that in school for kindergarten, primary, sometimes secondary. And one of the things I looked out for was the calisthenics.
Yeah.
It's always beautiful. I wished I could go back to being a baby.
Unfortunately, no.
That makes people happy, basically.
Don't worry, we can actually do some adults
I
calisthenics.
can watch you.
Yeah, because I know you can participate.
I'm looking for an adult team. I'm looking for people that will close from work and come and dance, not because they want to lose weight alone, but because they actually want to perform. So maybe.
Don't worry, my producer, my director, me, a whole lot of people here. And as we speak, they are telling us they want to go and dance.
Fantastic.
And we're going to have to practice that.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much, Mama.
Thank you.
And then I think it's about time we took on a break for now.